and I want you to continue to hate because this is what I'm teaching. So what are you teaching somebody else?
Yeah.
Are you teaching them to hate? If you are, we're praying for them, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that we need to talk about. When I talk about President Obama, you know, President Obama has done so many great things. He passed the medical rights bill, you know, for everybody to have, you know, medical. I mean, now your kid would have to be off your medical at 18 years old. Now your kid can stay until they're 24 years old. Let's not forget how that bill, how important it was for the medical insurance bill to be passed. He also received the Nobel Peace Prize. And he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize for what he did. I mean, no, it's not about, you know. And now he's creating jobs across the United States. You know, it's amazing what George Bush did. And what George Bush did was on 9/11. I'll never forget it as long as I live. On 9/11. Last week we talked about 9/11 because last week was 9/11. And we talked about a very heavy topic. Should there be a mosque 4 blocks away from ground zero? Well, look, this is how I see it. This is my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me. We can agree to disagree and disagree to agree. I feel that all the churches that surround ground zero, and there's several of them, and I'm going to name them right now. You have the Apostolic Church. You have the Church of God in Christ. You have the Methodist Church. You have the Catholic Church. And then you have the Christian Church. And then you have the mosque. What do they all have in common? They're all a place to pray. That's the bottom line. They're all a place to pray. Would you agree? Wouldn't you agree? So I feel that all the Muslims didn't blow up everything on 9/11. All the Muslims didn't make the airplanes fly into the building. If we hate the Muslims so much and want them out of America, who else do you want out of America? Okay? Let's take a closer look at this picture. When all these people, I know we lost lives on 9/11. It hurt me too that our country was attacked. But to hate the whole entire population of people from one race because a few people did something bad, to me that is ludicrous. Ludicrous. It's unbelievable. As Dr. Martin Luther King said, we shall overcome. We shall. It might take us some time, but we will get to the mountaintop. And in the I Have a Dream speech, this guy has the audacity to come out on the same day that Dr. King gave a speech and protest in Washington, D.C. in the same place where Martin Luther King, on the same day, gave the I Have a Dream speech. He was backed up by the Tea Party, and they're trying to get Sarah Palin to be the greatest woman in the world. But let me tell you right now, I'll tell you right now, you want to roll your dice, don't bet on Sarah Palin. She's not going to ever win the presidency, and if she does, I will come back on the show and eat a chocolate candy bar. I done had her. That's feasible, right? I mean, if she wins, I'm going to eat a Mr. Good bar. Okay?
You're not going to move out of the country?
No. Well, I don't know. You think the Taliban is crazy now? Let her get it off. They'll be like, oh, woman. You know what they do to women in the Middle East? No, I'm just kidding. They don't have women have to walk behind their men in the Middle East, don't they?
Okay.
They don't walk side by side. In the Eastern countries, the man is he's the stuff. So they and another thing over there in the Middle East, they actually stone people when they do something wrong, and they kill people when they do something wrong. Commit adultery, they stone you. You know what? We need that here in America. For about 2 weeks. 2 weeks we need that in America. Just somebody do something wrong. Forget about putting them in jail. Okay, you go out and.
What if they're wrong or they didn't do something wrong?
Well, then that's a different thing. You're right.
Also, oops is there. I'm sorry.
You're gonna get an oops every now and then. Sorry about that. But no. Just on a serious note, that's what's wrong with our judicial system right now. That's why the American judicial system is too light to me. They need to change some of their laws. I don't know. I just feel like when somebody goes out and shoots an innocent kid for no reason, why put them in jail and feed them 3 meals a day and all that stuff? If it was left up to me, bye. I don't know. Just send them, put them in a spaceship, and just put them in orbit forever. You ain't gotta kill them, they're gonna die eventually. You know what I'm saying? But life in space, without the possibility of freedom. You know, just put them on a ship, put all the food, have a robot go up there every 2 months and put food, and let them do whatever the heck they want to do. Okay, you don't need any supervisions except for other robots to supervise them. Okay, wait a minute. You guys don't know this. The sheriff department, the military invented a laser that breaks up crowds. It breaks up big, giant crowds. Like, say, for instance, you're having a rave party. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When you go to the rave party and then you take your ecstasy or whatever you want to take, and you're sipping syrup, okay? Oh, you don't know what syrup is? Okay, let me tell you what it is. It's codeine, liquid codeine, and vodka or gin mixed in a cup with some, like, energy drink. That's sipping syrup, which is, I think, is the craziest thing. You're like sipping away your brains, but everybody has their own, you know, prerogative on what they should do with their life. But to make a long story short, they have a crowd breaker now. You have big crowds, instead of throwing in the little smoke bombs and all that stuff, breaking up crowds and shooting beanbags, they got a laser that's like a outer space kind of stuff.
And what does it do?
The Army started it. The Sheriff's Department just bought it, and they're going to use it in the Men's Central Jail. Listen to me carefully. When riots start breaking out in these jails, they're going to solve it in 2 seconds. If you have a knife in your hand or anything, you're going to drop it in 2 seconds. When they hit that button on that supersonic, whatever that thing does, and you can't even see it, it just knocks you completely down and probably out. In 1 second, you're out. It's not a bullet either. There's no lead involved. This is a sonic boom that knocks you completely, probably could blow your freaking hairs off. Okay? And so what the ACLU is doing is investigating whether that's a civil violation of a human being's rights to be hit with that type of weapon. The military built that for the enemy. Are we the enemy?
No.
That's my point. Anyway, moving on to other topics, okay? Yes.
I just wanted to say one thing. I just wanted to show like another side of what you said regarding the mosque. I think that there's some people who may not be about hate or anything, but they just feel that because of certain philosophies or what have you, that they don't want that particular mosque so close to that particular place because it hurts, you know, a lot of the families.
Well, yeah. You know what? Let's bring that back over here. And you know, hey, guess what? I'm hurting right now. You know why I'm hurting? Because there's only one language in this world that the whole world understands. I mean, you can speak, you know, all the languages you want to and not understand not one of those languages. But the only one language that you will understand is music. You understand what I mean? Music is a common language around the world. Everybody understands music. Everybody's not going to like everybody. But we just can't hate all of the Muslims. And I'm going to say this again. Even President Obama said, I'm sorry. Even President Obama said to the whole world, let's give this a chance. Let's just not knock this out the sky and just hate all of the Muslims and not give them the right to have a church, a place to pray to. I mean, they've been there since 1999. Nobody complained about the mosque. Down the street from Ground Zero, you got a strip joint. People are taking their clothes off. Down the street from Ground Zero. Would you rather be at the strip joint or would you rather be at the mosque? I don't know. Me personally, I want to go pray first.
Well, it's kind of hypocritical because in the Twin Towers was actually a mosque. There's
Yes.
a mosque
Inside the Twin Towers where people could go pray and leave their kids and everything. You know?
You know, I'm kind of confused. You know, a couple
But
blocks down the street,
I've been silent on it since we were
actually in the
discussing.
building.
My thing is this, you know,
It's all for love?
Yes, it's all for love.
Okay.
I am a minister, if people don't know that. But my problem with it is that it's not even about, you know, if the individuals. I'm not talking about their individual decisions. I believe that Jesus Christ is the only way. If they choose they don't want that, that's their choice. However, it does say in the Quran certain things that agree with certain violent acts.
Excuse me,
And so-
now that you brought that up, I don't mean to
and
interrupt you
let me
so
finish my last
abruptly,
statement.
but I gotta say
There
this
are-
before you say that.
There are things that I think that people are saying whenever they see an ideology that agrees with something and they say, okay, well, we don't want to support that ideology. I think that it's possible to have freedom in this country, but if that freedom is going to influence something that could be negative and violent, then I think it's better that people compromise for the sake of real peace.
Okay, well now that we're, okay.
And as I
Okay.
told you, his own
Hold on a second, okay, hold on a second,
Just
hold on
move
1
it a
minute.
little further
Hold on
away.
one
Just
minute.
move
This is what I
further
wanna
away,
say,
that's what I'm saying.
this is what I wanna say while I'm here right now. Bring the camera back over, Josh. You're on the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association Speaks Out. You're with the president, Eddie Jones Jr. I am the president of the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association. This is my take on it, and I'm gonna tell you one last time, we're gonna move on. This is the final word, because I have the final word. The final word is, the man named Jones was gonna burn the Holy Quran. He was gonna burn the Holy Quran on 9/11. What sense did that make? Hold on, I'm sorry, hold on. This is just me doing an editorial right now, just me doing an editorial. They were gonna burn the Holy Quran, Jones and his church. He challenged the President of the United States. Do you think the President called him back? No, he did not call him back. You know why? Because he doesn't have to call him back, because he's the President of the United States of America. So what he did, the President called his Chief of Staff, and his Chief of Staff called the governor of the city where that guy Jones, the pastor, was living that was going to burn the Quran, and they called the FBI in that town, and then they called the mayor in that town, and then they called the city council and told the head of chief of police, if he burns one Quran, he's going to prison for life. Okay? He would have started a war if he would have burned the Quran. You think they're blowing up stuff now? Burn the Quran and see what happens. Just burn it and see what happens. Okay? They already burned the American flag, but when you burn the Bible, that's their Bible. No one has a right to burn anyone's Bible. Not the American Bible, not the Jewish Bible, not any Bible, not the Asian Bible. When we go that far to where we want to burn a Bible of a culture, there's a real big problem. I think that's just, again, I'm going to use the word again, ludicrous. Ludicrous. I'm glad he didn't burn it, because if he would have burned the world. It would have been a big riot around the world. Okay? Let's leave some people alone. Let's move on with saving the homeless and creating jobs and all that stuff. All this hate, I'm through with it. Okay, we're out on that topic. No more mosque stuff, okay? We're moving on right now. Can we get a picture of Miss Catherine Jackson? I think we need to move on to another subject here that's a little bit more compelling, because that's a hot topic. That is a hot topic.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean? It's hot. Okay, a lot of people don't, I have clients. I do have clients. And I work with my clients. And I go to their court hearings, and I hear different stuff, and I see a lot of stuff, and I hear a lot of stories. They have to do with civil violation, constitutional violations, human violations, and of course, their amendment rights are violated. Because guess what? If you don't know your amendment rights, how can you exercise your rights? If you don't know what your First Amendment right is, or your 14th Amendment right, and you don't read about your Fifth Amendment right, then you're like lost when you get in certain situations when it comes to the judicial system. The judicial system has locked up people for no reason for years, and then let them go and say, we're so sorry.
Yeah.
We're just sorry. We didn't mean to do that. We're sorry. And hey, guess what? We're not even going to pay you for stealing your freedom. However, you can file a lawsuit and you can get paid, compensated for them wrongfully accusing you and putting you in a position for like 5 or 6 years without your... And then in the judicial system now, they're saying that a deal is 10 years. We're going to give you a deal, 10 years. That's not a deal. That is not a deal. 1 day in jail is not a deal. Okay? It is not acceptable. So how do you change the judicial system? The Supreme Court can do it. That's who we need to see, the Supreme Court. Even in the wrongful death of Mr. Michael Joseph Jackson, we should see the Supreme Court. One way or the other, we will get justice in the wrongful death of Mr. Michael Joseph Jackson.
That's right.
And when I say we, strength runs in numbers. And I say we, you might not believe me, and you don't have to, but I have a lot of backers. I have a lot of backers. I know a lot of people. And I thank God for all the